Greetings and salutations, Mega Wizard 79 here with another episode of Skyrim. So, as promised, we're back in Dawnstar to perform Vermina's questline. But before we do that, I wanted to show you guys this.
Come to Dawnstar at a strange time, friend. Seems everyone in the town is having nightmares.
Yep, that right there is your clue.
Divine sake, Scald. Who do you think we're threatening with our old war wounds? We're not soldiers anymore.
Your man Horik is wearing his old Legion armor. What should I make of that?
He's proud of his service, Scald. The Legion taught us loyalty, and we're loyal to Dawnstar.
This isn't over. I catch you sending one letter to General Tullius. I'll have you both executed.
You never talk much about yourself, do you, Horik? I swear, these past 30 years you've been at my side, and I think I barely know you.
What's to say? I was born on a farm, joined the Legion when I came of age, and I've served you ever since.
What about your family? There must have been someone waiting for you back at the farm, wondering if you were ever coming home.
No, can't say there was. My parents died when I was young. You and the Legion have been my only family since.
I see. You're a good soldier, Horik. I'm sorry for intruding.
You weren't. There's just not much to it.
So, yeah. When you finish the whole shebang, the Civil War, and if you choose to side with the Empire, these two here are the ones who essentially become the Jarl and Housecarl of Dawnstar, respectively. I personally like them as opposed to that bastard in there. Most of the people who side with Ulfric, with the exception of the lady something Lawbringer in Riften, I kind of don't care for most of Ulfric's supporters. Just because they're all selfish pricks, for the most part. But anyway.
It has to be. I've got to get out of this town. Irgnir, get a hold of yourself. They're just dreams. Please tell her, Erandur.
Listen to your friend, Fuki. They are just dreams, my dear. I assure you that it is quite normal.
It's the same dream over and over again. You think that's normal? It's evil, I tell you.
Erandur, she has a point. You keep telling us no harm will follow these dreams, but they must be an omen.
Give him a chance to speak. He's trying to help us.
Everyone, please. I'm doing what I can to end these nightmares. In the meantime, all I ask is you remain strong and put your trust in Lady Mara.
I will. Thank you.
What troubles you, my daughter? Yes? The entire town is being plagued by horrible nightmares. They're in serious danger, but I'm afraid there's little I can do about it. In any other circumstance, I'd agree with you. However, these aren't normal dreams. The Daedric Lord Vermina's voracious hunger for memories is responsible for these visions.
About Mother?
The nightmares are an echo of her presence as she feeds.
She would want you to be happy, Father. Entertaining the guests.
I need to return to the source of the problem, to Nightcaller Temple. Perhaps you'd be willing to assist me in that regard. I've already said too much. If anyone overhears what we're saying, it could start a panic. I would simply ask that you trust me and help me end Dawnstar's nightmares.
So, yeah, you can keep pushing him for more information, but deep down, he's actually a very respectable man. You find out more as the quest actually goes, so just take him up on his word.
Wonderful. My Lady Mara will be quite pleased. Nightcaller Temple is only a short walk from Dawnstar. Come, we must hurry. Vermina resides in a strange realm known as Quagmire, a nightmarish land where reality shifts upon itself in seemingly impossible ways. From her citadel at the center, she reaches forth to collect our memories, leaving nothing in return apart from visions of horror and despair. Who can say? Perhaps she collects them for display like works of art in a nonsensical art gallery. Whatever the case may be, her intentions are far from benevolent. I promise to answer all of your questions. Follow me.
So yeah, a fun little fact about Vermina. There was this one time where her and Sheogorath got into a sort of contest to see who could make.
What the?
Oh, anyway, but yeah, they got into a contest to see who could make this one person go insane.
I work for the Wind Peak Inn.
It's this way.
Anyway, so yeah, the way it worked is that they each had a year to do it. Vermina got to go first, and during her year, she
Feels good to finally have a chance to help these people. Helplessly watching them suffer has been difficult.
Yeah, so they each got a year to make the person go insane. The one who basically made the person go insane the most.
The tower on that hill is our destination. People around here call it the Tower of the Dawn. I'm not familiar with the tower's history, but it was deserted for quite a long time before Nightcaller Temple was established inside. When the temple was active, the priests would rarely be seen in Dawnstar. They preferred to live a solitary existence. The temple's been abandoned for decades now. Ironic, isn't it? A ruin within a ruin. There's a small shrine to Mara I established inside the tower's entry hall. I was hoping to seek spiritual guidance from her.
But anyway, I went with my story. So, Vermina went first. She completely just, does what she does best and just, plagued the man with nightmares and visions of horror you can't even begin to describe. The thing is, though, the guy was an artist. So, all those horrible visions actually, assisted him in getting inspired to create works of art the likes of which you couldn't even believe. He came to see Vermina as a muse. I mean, he didn't know it was Vermina who was doing this, but, he saw his dreams as basically, visions from a muse that was helping him become more, better at his craft. So yeah, Vermina's plan totally flopped. Didn't really turn out that well. The guy became super successful, all that stuff. It was great for him. So, after that, it was Sheogorath's turn. Sheogorath did not show up once to the guy. Not once. Didn't do anything to him, left him completely alone for a whole year. The guy went insane. He felt, because without the nightmares, he didn't have inspiration. Without the inspiration, he couldn't make his art. Without his art, he couldn't make money. He couldn't make a living. He just completely fell into depression, and eventually, he killed himself. And Sheogorath won by default. And he got to take the soul. But, yeah. So, yeah, basically, that's just kind of how, when I learned that story, I found it kind of funny. Apparently, Sheogorath does this a lot. He just messes around with his demonic brothers and sisters, if you will. I mean, granted, of course, Daedra and Aedra, like these spiritual beings, they don't have genders. This is just how we perceive them because they're just so much bigger than life. That's just how we come to understand them. Granted, of course, there is one Daedra who technically has a gender, and that's Malakath. More on him later. I don't want to basically waste time talking about every Daedra, but yeah, Malakath. Huh? Oh right, I'm doing Soul Trap.
That's it.
That's all you've got? Feel the benevolence of Mars.
There we go. Take that.
Under a curfew.
He said Azura curse you despite the fact that he's... Man, it is...
I'll see it.
I hate these things so much. They are almost impossible to hit. Alright. I think this might actually be... I rarely ever use this spell, actually, but... There we go. Alright, where's my... No, not fireball. That causes an there. There's still one more. There we go. And there we go. Right then. I'm gonna have to just... Let's see, where's... I'm gonna equip that. I normally don't waste my time with healing hands, just because there's...
I hope you're not expecting a thank you.
Yeah, the dialogue choices in this game are weird. But I think he's just kind of mad because I hit him a couple times during the fight. But the Ice Rays are one of the most unfun fights in this entire game, just because of the fact that their bodies contort in such weird ways and they just fly around. It's kind of annoying.
Before we enter, I must warn you about the dangers that could be lurking within. Years ago, this temple was raided by an orc war party seeking revenge. They were being plagued by nightmares, just like the people of Dawnstar. Before we enter, I must warn you about the dangers that could be lurking within. Years ago, this temple was raided by an orc war party seeking revenge. They were being plagued by nightmares, just like the people of Dawnstar. No. Knowing they could never defeat the orcs, the priests of Vermina released what they called the miasma, putting everyone to sleep. I'm concerned that when this place is unsealed, the miasma will dissipate, and they'll awaken, both orcs and priests alike. The miasma was created by the priests of Vermina for their rituals. It's a gas that places the affected in a deep sleep. Because the rituals would last for months or even years, the miasma was designed to slow down the aging process. Sadly, yes. The longer an individual is exposed to the miasma, the more the mind can become damaged. Those who've been under the effect of it for extended periods of time have been known to lose their minds entirely. In some cases, a few never awoke at all.
Unfortunately, that's not going to be the case for us.
Once we get inside, all will become clear.
Alright then, let's see. I'll just put this on. It really doesn't matter what I necessarily have equipped, to be fair, just because of the fact that where's... Oh yeah, that's right, I got iron skin now, so I was looking for stone flesh, but it's like, oh no, I don't have that anymore. I went and bought the better version now. The adept spell, which is going to be very useful here. I mean, not right now, because everyone's asleep, but, you know, everyone wakes up. And the way we actually undo that is quite interesting. I will give Bethesda props, because this questline is actually very enjoyable.
Give me just a moment, and I'll have this open.
Yeah, here's the shrine he was talking about. I probably should have showed you, but all he did was just cast fire on this, which,
Now I can show you the source of the nightmares. Over here. Behold the Skull of Corruption, the source of Dawnstar's woes. We must reach the inner sanctum and destroy it. Come, there's no time to lose.
So, as is the case with most of these Daedric quests that are kind of straightforward, you know, ones that are pretty self-contained in one area, there's a catch. Or rather, well, not really a catch, just more of a choice, I suppose.
By her benevolence, you shall not stop us. Never should have come.
Alright, so we're dealing with orcs, so that means they're highly resistant to magic. Alright, that's all taken care of. Now I have to stay as far away from him because friendly fire is a thing in this game.
Damn it! The priest must have activated this barrier when the miasma was released. Impossible, actually. I wonder. There may be a way to bypass the barrier, but I must check their library and confirm it can be done. I suppose there's no point in concealing the truth any longer. My knowledge of this temple comes from personal experience. I was a priest of Vermina.
And so the cat is out of the bag.
When the orcs invaded the temple, I fled. I left my brothers and sisters here to die. I've spent the last few decades living in regret and seeking redemption from Mara. And by her benevolence, I will right my wrongs. I still have my key to the library. Whenever you're ready, let's move on. Lore holds that the Skull of Corruption holds a constant hunger for the memories of others. The skull has been out of touch for so long, I fear it's gained the ability to reach out on its own and try to feed. What it does with these memories is just conjecture, and an argument for scholars and historians to this very day. We mustn't tarry. The skull needs to be destroyed as soon as possible.
Alright. So the library is right over here. It's the door we walked by. So, as I was saying though,
it's just up here.
Din. He opens the door for us, obviously.
Be careful. We're certain to find more of the awakened within.
So, as I said, you know, there is a sort of, what do you call it? There's, you know, there's a choice here, so to speak. You can either choose to, there it is. You can either choose to, destroy the skull with him, you know, the staff, or you can keep, or you can
Kill the defilers!
Oh, bastard! But yeah, you can either... There we go. Or you can keep the staff. Of course, so you kind of have to kill him to do it. Anyway, that. So, these robes are actually worth $10 a piece.
What was that?
So...
Wait,
enough of this.
we're still under attack!
No!
Oh, alright. Oh, right. He's using lightning against me. So, by magic, I got
Crosses me!
Thank you.
Barring any more interruptions, perhaps we can locate the information I need. We're looking for a book of alchemical recipes called the Dream Stride. The tome bears the likeness of Vermina on the cover. It should be here somewhere. If you'll check the shelves around the balcony, I'll check around the lower level.
Alright then. So, the book's really not that hard to find. But yeah. There we go. Yeah, these robes are super unique, so I always like taking them. Some I sell, some I just keep. I'm just checking around for stuff before I go and actually go for the book. The book is actually on the balcony up there. 16 Accords of my God, that is like, that's the one book that I find like all over the freaking place. That should be interesting. Alright, doesn't look like there's much of anything else. Faye Falcon Book 2. Okay, I think that's about it.
Yes, my daughter. What is it I can help with?
Anyway, back upstairs. Hello. And it's an expert. Well, I have just the boo-boo set up for this. Anyway. Yep. Ooh. Almost there. Boom. Doo-doo. That's not bad. Alright, now, how do I get back upstairs? It's like a ramp or something. There you go. So, yeah. Yeah, this is the one about the, yeah, this is the one about the constellations. I already have my own copy. Seriously, that one is actually worth picking up if you ever come across it. It's a very good read. Variety of Daedra. That one talks about like other. It essentially says that I know it's supposed to be up here. Ah, there it is. Ooh. But yeah, that book, it talks about it basically informs you that things like winged twilights, which you don't see in this game, they were in Morrowind, or Elder Scrolls Online, I suppose. But yeah, winged twilights, Dramoras, Atronauts, all that stuff. They're all Daedra, every last one of them. Yeah, as you can see. I don't know if we're allowed to... I don't know if we actually keep the book. I mean, I sure as heck would like to keep it. It's a very nice, bound volume.
Yes, my daughter. What is it Let me take a look. Mara be praised. There is a way past the barrier to the inner sanctum. It involves a recipe for a liquid known as Vermina's torpor. Yes, the torpor grants an ability the priests of Vermina called the Dream Stride, using dreams to travel distances in the real world. Quite amazing, yes. Alchemy and the blessings of a divine, distilled down into a ingestible liquid. Sadly, I have yet to see it function in person. As a sworn priest of Mara, the elixir won't work for me. The torpor will only work for priests of Vermina, or the unaffiliated. I will not lie to you. There is some risk involved. The last time the torpor was imbibed could have been decades ago. But I swear upon Lady Mara that I will do everything within my power to prevent any harm from befalling you. I believe there is a laboratory in the East Wing. If we proceed there, we should be able to locate a sample. You'll be viewing the memory of another through your own eyes and with your own body. Those around you will perceive you as normal, and you will find the words you utter may not be your own. Thanks to all of these odd principles, there is quite a lot of debate as to whether this is really a dream or just the machinations of Vermina. I will watch over you as you slumber to ensure your safety. If I deduce anything is amiss, I will use my arts to bring you back. Otherwise, I am uncertain what will end your dream stride. Perhaps when Vermina's curious appetite has been filled. The laboratory adjoins the library. I'm hoping we'll find a sample of the torpor left undamaged.
So, yeah. I always find that hilarious that there's a lot of maybes and possibilities and, like, not a lot of, you know, facts in that statement. Boom. So I'll use this and this. Okie doke.
I can't.
Stand you. There we go. There we go. Fortunately, he doesn't go too far ahead without you. So he doesn't, like, trigger the aggro. Alright, here we are.
Justice!
Huh?
They're still here. Stop them!
Stand you.
Keep going, invader. Enough! This ends. I'll gut you like a horker!
Now that they've been dealt with, we need to find the torpor. It should be in a small bottle, very similar to a potion. I'll begin searching up here. The torpor should be in a tall bottle with dark liquid. If you find it, bring it to me.
First he said it was a small bottle, now it's a tall bottle. Dude, make up your mind. There we go. So... that... yeah, as you can see, there's tons of stuff just laid all over the place.
Yes, my daughter.
There.
What is it I can help with?
There's many a times where the explosions here just cause things to go all over the place. Which is quite unfortunate because it causes
my daughter. What is it I can help with?
Ooh, Nern root. Good, I need that. Ooh, Manny Marco. He was the, yeah, he is known as the King of Worms, which, I don't exactly know why he's called the King of... oh, right, no, now I remember. He's called the King of Worms because he's a very powerful necromancer. He's essentially 2 steps removed from becoming a full-fledged lich.
What is it I can help with?
But yeah, the thing about Manny Marco is that, in the Mages Guild questline, back when the Mages Guild was a thing, in Oblivion, you ended up having to face him personally, and oh boy, he was one of the most annoying fights just because, he was a really powerful mage. His necromancy was stupid, and it was just, oh boy, it was a fight. Yep. Oh, this is one of the places where you can actually find, 2 Daedra hearts, as you can see. But yeah, it's just a treasure trove of things. Yay! That's the last fire salt I needed. Yeah, there's this quest in, Riften. The blacksmith there, his forge runs on fire salts. He needs 10 pinches to, restore the flame of his forge. And now I have 11. So that's more than enough to give it to him and earn my reward. I forget what the reward is specifically. I think it's gold and oh yeah, it's what is it? He essentially pays you, obviously. Here's the torpal. Like, yeah, that is not a small bottle by any stretch of the imagination. There we go. Alright. That should do it. Hello, gold. There we go. Alright. Let's just open that. Alright, yeah, nothing else here. Alright, so I just grabbed the torpal. Boom.
Yes, my daughter. What is it I'm relieved you discovered a bottle intact. This place looks as though it was ransacked by the orcs. So, I've taken us this far, but you need to guide us the rest of the way. Drink. Dawnstar's fate rests in that tiny bottle. The longer we wait, the more damage Vermina could be doing to those poor people. I understand your hesitation, but I promise you that it works. Let's continue. We still have much to do.
Alright, so he's just gonna go to the... over there. Let's see. So... Torpal. It's all the way at the bottom. Here we go. Alright. Enter the Dream Stride for an unknown length of time. And
the
away we go.
orcs have breached the inner sanctum, Brother Varen.
We must hold. We can't allow the skull to fall into their hands.
But no more than a handful of us remain, brother.
Then we have no choice. The miasma must be released.
The miasma? But brother...
We have no alternative. It's the will of Vermina. And what about you, Brother Casimir? Are you prepared to serve the will of Vermina? Then it's decided. Brother Casimir, you must activate the barrier and release the miasma. Let nothing stop you. Brother Thoric, we must remain here and guard this skull with our lives if necessary.
Agreed. To the death.
Then let it be done. Farewell. Need something?
Well, now all we do is just... Aren't you all peaceful? Oh yeah, you don't have to worry about anything, you're just...
I'll show you what a real...
As you can see, you can't get hurt. It's a little hard navigating this place because it's all super dim. Oh.
You'll beg me to kill you before I'm done.
I'll show you a real fight. No one bests an orc.
You never should have come here.
Oh, right, that's as far as I go. You just pull this chain. Alright.
You're a fool to fight me.
You're gonna pay!
That's it. Okay. And now we're on this side. So, all we do now is... Ah, here we go. Yeah, it takes a few seconds, but yep, you just take that. Well, you don't pull the chain.
It worked. Mara be praised. You vanished after drinking the torpor and materialized on the other side. I've never seen anything quite like it. How I envy you. I can only imagine the excitement of seeing history through the eyes of another. Sadly, I am resigned to just reading of its wonders through my research of the skull. Indeed. My reverence for Vermina's machinations should not take precedence over our mission. My apologies. The inner sanctum lies ahead. We must reach the skull and put an end to Dawnstar's troubles. Lead on, my friend.
Alright.
Come, we must get...
So now this just turns into a gauntlet. We just go down there and kill everything that moves.
the skull and destroy it.
It's pretty simple, actually. So, yeah. I guess I should probably discuss the rewards. So, as I've stated, you essentially have a choice when you get down there. You can either destroy the skull and not get it, which would basically make it a little harder for you to get the achievement to
They mustn't stop us.
to get the achievement for... I almost hit him. That would have been annoying.
They're still here. Stop them!
I'll see you burn.
Alright. So, yeah. So, my apologies. I know I keep breaking mid-sentence. It's just it's really hard to focus and, speak at the same time. Trust me, what do you call it, Alright. Where did he just... Where did his body go? That's weird. Oh, well, whatever. Anyway. Oh, there it is. It's just so dark in here. Alright. She's dead. But yeah. So as I keep trying to say, you
Time for your final rest.
you get the option to either take the skull or kill him.
Never should have come here.
If you choose not to kill him, he actually becomes a traveling companion for you.
No! You're paid for your blasphemy.
There. But yeah, he becomes a traveling companion for you. You know, and he'll always stay right here too, so he's one of the more easier guys to find. Okay, found the spot. Oh, come on. I hate it when you're that close. There we go. Alright, that's fine. Alright, that's pretty much it. No, not that one. Right. Ah. And now I'm overweight. There we go.
What do you want?
Time for your...
There we go. That's what I wanted. We're almost there.
Turn over! You're mine!
Okay. Alright, and now we've reached the center. This is where those two mages are. Right. That is like keeping my atronach fresh. So, for this fight, I'm actually going to use this combination. Just to...
Wait.
Yeah, this is a scripted event.
Well, Thorin, you're alive. No thanks to you, Casimir. I no longer use that name. I'm Miranda, priest of Mara. You're a traitor. You left us to die and then ran before the miasma took you. No, I was scared. I wasn't ready to sleep. Enough of your lies. I can't allow you to destroy the skull, priest of Mara. Then you leave me no choice. Take heed, take a weapon. Feel the benevolence of Mara. Feel the benevolence of Mara. Pay for that? Watch it!
Vermina, forgive me.
And that's it.
I knew Varen and Thoric. They were my friends. Is this punishment for my past? Is it... I knew Varen and Thoric. They were my friends. Is this punishment for my past? Is it Mara's will to torment me so? And had they succeeded, Dawnstar's fate would be sealed. You have a unique way of looking at things, my friend. It's time. The skull must be destroyed. If you'll stand back, I'll perform the ritual granted to me by Lady Mara. First, an incantation.
So, this is where it comes right down to it.
To remove the barrier.
So, well, there's really no sense in me talking. Romina will explain soon enough.
I call upon you, Lady Mara. The skull hungers. It yearns for memories and leaves nightmares in its wake. Grant me the power to break through this barrier and to send the skull to the depths of oblivion.
He's deceiving you. When the ritual's complete, the skull will be free, and then Arender will turn on you. Quickly, kill him now. Kill him and claim the skull for your own. Vermina commands you.
Yep, so here's your choice. You either let him complete the ritual, or you kill him. Well, this is the first, I want to show you the skull, so this is the first time I'm going to kill him.
They mustn't stop us.
This is really unfortunate, because I don't like killing him. I really don't. Especially after coming all this way. And that's it. The sucky part is that you don't even have any follow-up dialogue after you pick up the thing. It's just, that's it. It's done. Vermina just said that one thing, and that's all. Such is the way of a goddess, I suppose. That's a key. He has 8 freaking torches. I'll let him keep his dignity and stuff. Besides, if I grab anything else, I'll be over. Encumbered. Oh, right. In that case... Alright, so, the Skull of Corruption. And that's it. Might as well showcase it. So, does 20 points damage, increases to 50 if powered with dreams collected from sleeping people. The way it works is that you just go to people's houses when they're asleep, and use the skull on them. Like, that's essentially what it does. But yeah, that's pretty much it. No point in staying in here, I suppose. Oh, I missed one. There we go. Ah, figures. Oh well. Let me see, did I pick up anything that wasn't worth having? Yeah, I really don't need that. That thing's super heavy anyway. Alright, okay, we're good. So, that's pretty much it. You can just leave at this moment, which is what I'm going to do. I've essentially picked this place clean. But yeah, if I had allowed him to destroy it, he would have, you know, he would have just had some follow-up dialogue with me, thanked me, all that stuff, then we just would have gone back, and, yeah, everything would have been great. Like, even the dialogue from the people in town, they would say, like, oh, the dreams are over, like, I feel better now, but, well, that's not going to be the case anymore, since I, completely boned them. Yeah, he would stay right here, actually, just, watching over this place, and, tending to his little shrine here and what have you. I just want to make sure I don't have any diseases or anything. Nope. Okay. So, yeah. So that was the quest for the Skull of Corruption. Kind of a bittersweet ending, I suppose. But, yeah. In our next episode, we'll probably do... I mean, I have the materials now to do Perryite's questline. I actually went to this little spot that I learned of, and I found a flawless ruby. So I can actually go and do that one right now, and I probably will because I want Spellbreaker. That, or I'll probably do a Zurich Shrine. But until that time, though, this is Mega Wizard 79 bidding you all adieu.